Welcome back, everyone. So it's that time of year when everyone's making their top 10 lists of the best games of 2015, and to be perfectly honest, I don't know that I've played 10 games that were made in 2015. I suck the ones that I have, so I'll just keep playing those for right now. But there is something else that I do keep up with, and that's when people with power tools and seemingly no common sense have a go at some arcade machines. So without further ado, here are my top 10 arcade atrocities of 2015. Enjoy. First up, we have a new take on a classic gaming franchise, and that is Street Fighter. And I know what you're thinking. This machine actually looks pretty good. The artwork looks nice, it looks pretty sturdy. But take a closer look at the control panel. What kind of alien hands are these buttons designed for? Or I don't know, maybe we're going to play a quick game of Simon in between rounds. This is one of those cases where there's so much right with this cab that it's really hard to understand how they made such a stupid mistake. Now, I've lost count of the number of unfinished MAME cabs that I've seen, but this one is really special. I like the sort of plywood look of the control panel, all the exposed plates, and just computers sitting all over the place. I'm kind of beginning to understand why they didn't bother finishing this one. So this guy decided to make a tabletop in the shape of a coffin, which is kind of a dumb idea to begin with, but if that weren't bad enough, rather than using actual arcade controls, he uses a plug and play. I mean, come on, you can do better than that. I'm not a fan of arcade machines that look like they were made out of spare cabinets, and the 5 buttons in a line is kind of a weird choice, but the real Achilles heel of this particular machine is you can't press up. So I guess Pacman's out of the question. If it weren't bad enough that it looks like they made an arcade machine out of an old ATM, just look at the stick and button placement on this. I mean, that's ergonomics for you right there. So I thought we'd take a quick break from the countdown and maybe explore some possible sources of inspiration for some of our grand arcade atrocities that we're going to look at today. I'm just glad that I'm not the only one on the internet who enjoys making fun of this ridiculous shit. Coming in at number 5 is a tabletop that's not really a bad idea, but again, what is going on with this button placement? Apparently this guy's not doing much better in adulthood. Coming in at number 4 is an arcade controller that, honestly, I don't even know what to say about this. I mean, 3 sticks and like a bazillion buttons. I mean, what could all of those things possibly be for? Just please don't do this. Now, I don't have a problem with tabletops as long as they're done well, and clearly this one was not. I mean, just look at how small the screen is, and I don't know why you would want to use a 16:9 aspect ratio when you're playing mostly 4:3 games. And I'd really like to see someone play Street Fighter 2 with 2 buttons. Good luck with that. Coming in at number 2, we have an arcade machine that was made out of a door. A door, seriously. And I'm sure that stubby little joystick would be a lot of fun to use. Before we get to our number 1, there's a few dishonorable mentions I wanted to share. This first one is a perfect example of how an arcade machine that does everything does nothing well. Just look at all this crap. There's a steering wheel off the side, a million buttons. Clearly this one's powered by the dark side. Next up is the Ten Arcade 2. And this one just begs the question, why bother? And why is it that one of the players always has to play left-handed? Just say no to marble contact paper. And also, check out the angle of that control panel. I bet that's comfortable. And last up, I know this isn't arcade related technically, but good God, look at this thing. It's no surprise that it apparently doesn't work. And honestly, it just looks like you left a Game Boy and a Nintendo 64 controller out in the sun a little too long. Yikes. And last but not least, in at number 1, we've got this interesting thing here where someone's taken a TV and put it inside of an old TV and put a bunch of other crap in there, including a computer, and there's just wires sticking out everywhere, and you get some nice cheap controllers, because why would you bother building a control panel? And it runs MAME naturally, but he's not going to include any ROMs, and it's got some wires sticking out the front. So, I mean, this is just a real class act here, and I can't think of a better thing to top the list of arcade atrocities. So I hope you all have a happy and healthy 2016, and thanks for watching.